Hey guys, welcome back to Zero Typology. Today we're gonna do biohacking, and I've got my my blue light blocking glasses on. I don't know, we'll try them out. If they get too distracting, I will ditch them. But we are looking at the biohacker bro himself, Dave Asprey. I have followed him off and on for years, and I think he's great. And look at that. How can you not like that smile, that face? I brought him up in my server yesterday, and the reaction I got was not positive. People perceive him as a grifter, a narcissist, a scam artist, and maybe he is, but because I am a triple positive type, I I see the good in him. I think he's a very aspirational, inspirational figure, especially for my type as a core nine, trying to mobilize myself to three. Um, and I find the 137 try lovely, inspirational. I can't help but love them. Like we're talking about Tom Cruise. Um, just, yeah, they can be kind of assholes, but they're just killing it in whatever field they're in. And another thing I've noticed is it's like almost like with the 137, it's like triple self-permission. Because especially for him, he's a core three, he's three and two. That's an assertive type. He's coming from a place of, you know, forward momentum, self-improvement, constant striving for growth and mastery. And then he with the seven, that would be double assertive, and the three and one stem would be double competency. So in a sense, he is like a very eccentric productivity machine. And like a lot of these biohacker bros, he is trying to optimize himself through whatever means or mechanisms, some of them bizarre. I'm not going to judge. He is almost trying to turn himself into a productivity machine. And I thought I would just kind of pull up some themes for him from ChatGPT, just consolidate from all over the internet, right? Dave Asprey is an American entrepreneur, author, podcast host, and one of the most recognizable figures in the biohacking movement. I think he actually probably was fundamental, like legitimately fundamental in starting it. He is best known for creating bulletproof coffee, coffee blended with butter and MCT oil, and for popularizing the term biohacking among mainstream audiences. Although many people call him the father of biohacking, that title is self-adopted and widely repeated in the media rather than being an official designation. I mean, do you get that certification somewhere? I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? Personality, highly entrepreneurial. 3.2, constantly launching companies, products, and ideas. It's the 3-7 stem. Novelty seeking, willing to experiment with unconventional interventions before they are widely accepted. And like, okay, I gotta tread a little lightly here. I've noticed that people who are sixes or six fixers, they're the ones like holding the line. Like, this isn't FDA approved. This isn't, there aren't peer-reviewed studies. Like, whatever, whatever. I think it's great. I think like being on the forefront and like using yourself as a guinea pig is a really cool thing. I've done it quite a bit, often to my own detriment, not yet to my own demise, so I will continue to do that. Systems-oriented approaches the human body like an engineering problem to optimize. It's 3-1 stem. Confident and persuasive. Yeah, he's a 3-wing too. Communicates with certainty, often making complex topics accessible. Contrarian frequently challenges conventional medical and nutritional advice. And he definitely does, but in like a really chill, laid back way. He has like a certain calm, laid back expertise. And even though this man is not accredited to my knowledge in any kind of way to give medical advice, he gives medical advice. And it's like the hex that influence, I think, of 7 and 1, giving him permission, and using like, say, like the norm established stuff as a frame of reference. And even though he's not anti like pharmaceuticals, he sees pharmaceuticals as like kind of tools or options to play around with, to experiment with, which I think is smart. Like, why not? Performance focused, emphasizes cognitive enhancement, longevity, productivity, and energy over traditional wellness. Yeah, it's all about optimization. I think the 371 stem is like the ultimate human potential optimizer. Psychologically, he seems driven by experimentation and optimization rather than academic caution. Well, yeah, he's a visionary. Supporters see him as an innovator. Critics see him as overconfident and prone to overstating evidence. He popularized biohacking. Conferences, products, created bulletproof coffee, got his inspiration from a literal mountaintop experience with some yak tea. Um, yeah, I don't think it's like tremendously revolutionary, like putting butter in your coffee. I actually tried the MCT oil and we'll just say there were violent results that I do not want to repeat. I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm a Midwest girl. I'll stick to butter or just, you know what, heavy cream in my coffee, because why not? Okay. He's founded multiple companies, Bulletproof, Upgrade Labs, Danger Coffee. 40 years of Zen. I was thinking he is actually probably one wing nine fix, because there is like a very subtle undercurrent of this like metaphysical spirituality all through the lens of like biohacking, but like using meditation just as a tool to gain mastery over your own brain, your own mind. So these companies span supplements, coffee, neuroscience, recovery technologies, and longevity services. He's also a best-selling author, um, podcaster. He's just kind of over credentials. This is where nuance is important. He's got a bachelor's degree and an MBA. No, noticeably no medical degree. Wah, wah. So he is a true blue tech bro. What he is not a physician, a registered dietitian, a nutrition scientist, or a PhD researcher in biology or medicine. Most of his authority comes from entrepreneurship, self-experimentation, interviewing experts, and translating scientific literature rather than conducting original biomedical research. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff's kind of boring. Like he's a trailblazer, he's not going to be tied down by scientific evidence, okay? Okay. So the rest of this is kind of redundant, except for maybe the extreme self-experimentation. Like he is like on the cutting edge of trying out all this stuff, and I guess he spent like $2 million trying to fix his own like ratchet biology. Like I guess he was a total mess. In his 20s, he was like 300 pounds and barely functional. So I mean, in that kind of throwing two-ish style, he is the brand. He is the evidence. He is the proof that it works. Um, yeah, I mean, he's a visionary. He is entertaining. He is definitely, he's a lot. He's definitely a lot. And here are some of his books. heavily meditated. It's kind of got like a kind of scammy grifter quality to it, where it's like a lot of people are doing meditation to lower stress levels or like integrate more spirituality into their life. And for him, no, it is all extremely pragmatic and like goal driven, bulletproof cookbook. And I think he actually wrote a book on fertility because he like got his wife pregnant at a later age and managed to fix her too. Um, so yeah, that's what he has written. Okay. And then if you look at his channel, it's just, to me, it's very rich typological data. Here's how you can have a 3-hour orgasm. If I had to lose 50 pounds fast, I'd do this. I take 150 pills a day, but this is my one workhorse. Feels superhuman. I grew my penis 2 inches, and you can too. Um, so it's all like extremely 3-wing 2 life coach helping you optimization. Also in cognitive type, he is an alpha extrovert. We have him in our database as an FESI, but I feel like he might actually be an NETI with a lot of FE. FE, like adaptive FE, is like the salesman infomercial function can be like but wait, there's more. So he has a lot of FE. But he's also like just an NE, just like nonsense noodle. A lot of overlap with NE, a perceiver, explorative function, and 7, like always on the lookout for novelty, excitement, anything outside of the norm. I think those two overlap quite a bit. Um, yeah, so this is primarily what you're gonna find all this um, optimization stuff, and it's all very dramatic. Um, yeah, so I did find this interview that he did with Michaela Peterson that I thought worked really well in showcasing like all the different levels of his very unique psychology.
What if I'm addicted to stress? Have you tried nootropics? How do you feel about nicotine? Sure. Is that what the spray is? Losing your mind, your ability to think is so scary. It's terrifying. My career was taken off in Silicon Valley, but my brain was gone. Even though I had this killer job, like I'm faking it half the time. I don't remember anything. And I
So it's subtle or maybe not so subtle, but 3, advertising his worth and value. Like I had this killer career, like I was making tons of money. I was a success, but here's the start of my self-improvement journey, overcoming, fixing myself.
went to a psychiatrist and he looked at me. It was like a tech bro wants Adderall. I've seen this before. Yeah. Like, no, give me one of Dr. Amon's brain scans. I came back into his office and he looked at the scan. He looked at me and he said, Dave, inside your brain is total chaos. You have the best camouflage I've ever seen. I don't know how you're standing here in front of me. And I was like, thank God. I have a hardware problem. I can fix that. It's not that I'm not trying. It's not that it's like a moral failing. I'm not stupid. It's that my hardware is jacked. And since then, I've just been interested in cognitive performance and longevity. I have more energy than I ever have, and I don't have pain in my body. It's ridiculous. What they teach doctors in medical school is if they have more than 3 or 4 symptoms, they're a hypochondriac by definition. And this is why I think biohacking is so important. It's not your doctor's job to make you well. It's only your job. You hire your doctor, you hire your health coach, you go online and
It's your job. So this is like core competency stuff. And also, I thought it was funny how he framed it when he found out supposedly from his brain scan, like your brain is a mess. I don't even know how you're functioning. And he's like, oh, thank God, I finally have an answer. And my own personal anecdotes on dealing with your own like health problems and the medical community, allopathic care, mainstream medical stuff. I mean, it's true. Like you go in and you tell them your symptoms, and there's really not a whole lot they can do. And I've found that with my own medical stuff. I've got a lot of stuff going on. But I'll go in to do blood work and test, and I'm actually on Synthroids. I have Hashimoto's amongst other things. But as far as like what do I do to actually fix this and become more functional? That's one of the reasons why I got into biohacking and trying all these different things. And because like the medical community is so limited, it's so like just trying to put out fires without addressing the underlying issues, and then whatever medicine they put you on, that's going to have side effects. And if you're not addressing the underlying cause, then you're just going to slowly get worse, and that's really not a great plan, IMO. But yeah, that's one of the draws for me. It's kind of selectively using and engaging with mainstream medicine for your own benefit and realizing that you do have all these other options, that you don't have to accept any of these conditions.
Go to Reddit, wherever, only you own this.
Dave Asprey, welcome back to my podcast.
Kayla, it's great to see you in person.
Yeah, this is fun. It's so much better doing a podcast than this.
Yeah, I love the person whenever you can get a chance to make eye contact. It's different than over Zoom.
Yeah, and there's no awkward pauses where you talk over somebody and your audience thinks you're a moron. I like that part too.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk to you specifically about your bulletproof diet because I think we had a similar health realization. You came to a lot sooner than I did. So maybe before we get started, can you give a brief background for anyone who's not
Sure.
familiar with you about how you became Biohacking King?
When I was a kid, I was on antibiotics every month for strep throat or sinus infections for 15 years. I had arthritis when I was 14. I remember walking out of the doctor's office and I'm like, that's what old people get. And I'm a teenager and they didn't tell me anything other than your knees are screwed. I've had 3 knee surgeries before I was 23. And then I was diagnosed of having high risk of stroke and heart attack before I was 30. I was pre-diabetic. I hit 300 pounds when I was 23 years old. My career was taken off in Silicon Valley, but my brain was gone. And I bought disability insurance when I was 26, even though I had this killer job. I'm like, I'm faking it half the time. I don't remember anything. And just constant pain in my body, massive, just
This is his heartfelt story of overcoming, and like honestly, maybe this isn't him at his worst, but like he didn't really look that rough. Like I think he said 300 pounds. I mean, he does look a lot better now, but I just kind of wonder how much he's exaggerating this. Um, in selling his like Cinderella fat and sad and arthritic to a biohacking Chad story.
horrible digestion all the time. And it's supposed to hurt to walk and just terrible pain, multiple toxic mold exposures. I figured out mold was a big part of it, and it was very early on that. And got rid of the mold, got rid of the mold toxins, and did a documentary about it even. It's free. It's called Moldy Movie.
It's good. I've seen that.
Yeah, moldymovie.com. And since then, I've just been interested in cognitive performance and longevity. So I'm in my mid-20s, and I start hanging out at a nonprofit for longevity, one of the early ones in Silicon Valley. And they said, would you be president? I'm like, I'm under 30, and everyone in the room's over 60. And
Wait, so he joins this longevity group as like a hot mess young person, and they're like, "Will you be our president? Will you lead us?" He's one fixed. And I think the one fix is last, but it gives him a certain natural authority and commanding presence, like I am I may be just be getting into this, but I am competent. I am the expert.
I said, yes. So I was mentored by the leaders in the field of longevity from 2 generations ago. And all the stuff that made old people young made me healthy and strong. And Michaela, I'm 4.8% body fat right now. I'm never hungry. I just have stretch marks and extra skin from when I was fat.
Casually mentioning I'm 4.8% body fat. Look at my veins popping.
And I have more energy than I ever have. And I don't have pain in my body. It's ridiculous. Uh, my
I am the success story, Michaela.
biological age is, depending on how you want to measure it, 15 or 20 years younger than my actual age. And I have never been
I'm virile, Michaela.
healthier. Along the way, I tried elimination diets. In fact, I spent about $2 million. Well, probably about $1 million getting fully well, which is stupid. You shouldn't have to spend that much just because we didn't know what to do. And then the other million or million and a half is just on longevity. But what I figured out was I'm going to try an elimination diet. And so I went through for 2 years, and you have to track which category. It's no one can do that. It's crazy. And it didn't work anyway. And I eventually said, well, what would happen if I just removed most things? Very similar thinking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I found grass-fed beef really mattered. I went on a,
By the way, I do think he is SPSO.
Oh,
oh my
no.
God, I shattered 3 teeth. I got autoimmune stuff I didn't have before. Huge amounts of pain in the body from oxalate buildup and other plant toxins. Then I went to Tibet.
So, I mean, he mentioned being like vegan or raw vegan or whatever for a couple of years and it ruining his health and he shattered like 3 teeth. I think it's interesting because he just kind of like casually mentions it in like a nonchalant way of like, yeah, I tried that. It was a disaster. But then you have like the six fixers like Sean Baker, I think his name's Sean Baker, the big carnivore guy, who's like made it his whole career, his whole personality to like make the stupid vegans look dumb. And like I think that's a sixth thing, especially like he's probably an 863 tribe. Maybe he's 9-wing 8 in gut. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at him in a while. But like Dave Asprey, that's just slowing him down. He'll like casually mention it, but he's not gonna like fixate on we have to expose how stupid veganism is.
And I'm on the side of the holiest mountain in the world called Mount Kailash. And a little Tibetan woman, like 4 foot tall, gives me yak butter tea. It's kind of gross, but it's 10 degrees below zero, and I feel like crap because it's 18,000 feet. So I drank it. My brain worked for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I want to dance. I should feel like I'm dying at this altitude.
So on the side of this most holy mountain, he drinks the yak butter tea and has this transcendental experience. Changes his life.
So I went back to Silicon Valley and I started trying different butters and teas. And normal butter and normal tea just tastes like crap. It doesn't work. And I tried 25 butters, and grass-fed butter does something different. And I quit coffee.
So, and I think here too, he's doing like a my own competency and personal significance signifier of like, it's not just any butter and tea, Michaela. It's this thing that I have formulated.
For 5 years because I would drink it and then I would feel good. An hour later, I'd get like tension in my chest and I get sugar cravings and I just felt crappy. So I'd drink more. And I had my first cup of coffee in 5 years. And it was like the angels started singing. Like, I love my brain on coffee. And then the next day, I had different coffee and I felt like crap. I'm like, wait, I couldn't have got allergic to coffee overnight. It has to be there's something in the coffee. And I really dug in on toxic mold because I already knew about mold in the environment.
So like yeah, it's kind of like SPSO stuff. And also SPSO being like the builder, like he has started like a bunch of companies, very, in his own way, kind of grounded and detail oriented, as grounded as a 371 can be, and talking about the dangers of moldy coffee.
So when you drink it, you're getting a higher potential to make electricity in your cells because it's restoring minerals. And anyone who's eaten a lot of these superfood plant things, they suck minerals out of your bones. I have incredibly high bone density. And I think it's because of my minerals and because I like butter, specifically grass-fed butter. And
He is the Giga Chad of bone density, Michaela.
now let me launch the biohacking movement.
Mm.
And it's a new word in the English language in 2018.
He just casually mentioned, yes, I launched the biohacking movement.
I run a 4,000 person conference at biohackingconference.com. We have 30 locations of upgrade labs opening across the US where you can do biohacking
Aldous thriving too. This is my worth and significance, Michaela. I've done all these things.
stuff based on data. So you come in, turn off the pain in the body, and it's all medical tech, but it's a non-medical thing. We're just helping you perform better. And I've just never been healthier or happier or had a brain that works this well ever in my life.
He is the success story. And I just noticed like the way he's sitting. Oh, what did I do? The way he's sitting on the couch, it's like he's just he's so eccentric, he's so odd. Um, which is, it could be coming from seven and also just one weighing nine, making him very eccentric, kind of like mad scientist with like a good bedside manner with three wing two.
If you give me the foods that are triggers for me, and a lot of people who don't know it's a trigger, I go back to having ADHD. Oh, I had Asperger's syndrome as a kid too, and that's gone. And I go back to having ODD and OCD, all of which I've had. You know what ODD is?
No.
I think you probably should because I think your dad might have it.
Oh no, what is it?
And he's casually diagnosing Jordan Peterson with oppositional defiant disorder. And also just really casually making all these claims that you can heal autism, you can heal ADD, you can heal ODD just through manipulating all these little SP details in your life. And I mean, that to me, it doesn't seem like a wild claim. I'm like, cool, what do we do? But to a lot of people, that's like really problematic. And also, he's just giving medical advice with zero qualms because he is a 371 and has this just triple, I'm just calling it triple self-permission.
It's for oppositional defiant disorder. It means when someone tells you to do something, you're just wired to say, F you,
You
I
know
will
what?
do as you told me.
I might have that.
Well, it can be a gift, but I was actually diagnosed with that as a kid.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
These all go together with this immune sensitivity and autoimmunity. And food is a major trigger. And I understand the pathways now. I ended up writing a book called The Bulletproof Diet. People have lost more than 1 million pounds and somewhere around 700,000 copies sold. And in it, like, well, maybe you don't have to go full carnivore, but
He's fixing the entire world.
after 3 months, though, I started getting leaky gut. My sleep score went way down.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, and I think there's reasons for that. So what I'm doing now is the foods that have the most benefit and the least toxins. And it's different for different people, but a little bit of flexibility is good. And frankly, if I didn't eat carbs, I'm 5% body fat. Like I would be 3%. There's a certain point where it's not healthy to be lean. And I'm pushing that point right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a couple questions. So I've been doing just beef, lamb, Runa meat. It's gonna be 7 years in December. Very long time. So compared to how I was, I'm a completely different person. Now through
Okay, so I'm not sure if much of this next stretch is like super interesting for typology stuff, but she's like going over all of her problems, and Michaela Peterson has had significant health problems and has managed to fix a lot of stuff, but the way he's just giving her he's just giving her health advice through this troubleshooting in real time, all these health problems, essentially prescribing all sorts of things. But I think that's, the one fix in there. And then there was some interesting stuff up ahead.
This idea that you should skip coffee because it's somehow addictive. It still exercise. You probably shouldn't skip that. You do it every day, you feel better.
So it's not that. How do you feel about nicotine?
Oh, let me check.
Is that what that spray is? You're not on the Zyn? You're on the spray? I've never seen that spray. I was gonna ask you too, and then just I was like, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's a little bit of like a rebellious rock star thing. I'm also like severely addicted to nicotine because of these biohackers. But I like the idea of um it as a nootropic, and it blocks spike protein from all the lingering COVID crap from binding to your cell receptors. So like and nicotine, if you have autoimmune conditions like myself, it can naturally help regulate your immune system. So those are my excuses.
okay. I go through phases. I'm at a high phase. So it is, other than caffeine, nicotine is the most studied nootropic on the planet. And
Yeah.
I've never smoked. Smoking's bad for you. And in my longevity book, I talk about a lot of data. In fact, there's someone you might want to interview. I call him Dr. Nicotine. His name is Andrew Campbell, if I remember right. I've had 1,200 guests on my show, so pretty sure.
Cares what his real name is. He's just Dr. Nicotine.
He's a professor at Vanderbilt. His first paper in 1986 that was published showing nicotine prevents and reverses Alzheimer's disease came out, and he's published something like 30 papers since
That was
then.
him. Okay, I've read some of those papers.
Yeah. So pharmaceutical nicotine at very low doses, one spray of this is 1 milligram. So it's a cigarette has 20 milligrams in it. So this is a very low dose. You have brain fog and use a little bit of nicotine, a little bit of caffeine. Holy crap, your brain fog should go away. Have you ever tried nicotine?
Hmm.
What does it do for you?
I like nicotine. Nicotine's like the only thing I like.
Okay.
And I like
So
low enough dose that I can stop whenever I want. There's no withdrawal or anything. It helps with brain fog if I ever get hit with that.
It's huge for brain fog.
It's the only thing I've done, not to be a nicotine shill or anything, but it's really the only thing I've taken as a, if you wanted to call it a supplement or a drug of any sort, that I haven't seen any negative consequence. Like even like
All the cool kids are doing nicotine.
Benadryl makes me foggy the next day. Alcohol gives you a hangover and it's poisonous, but it's fun. But nicotine is just like, I don't know what the downside is, unless you're vaping or smoking or something.
Vaping and smoking are not nicotine. There are other stuff
Yeah.
and nicotine. So is there a downside if you're
It's like a little bit of a one hit. Like vaping and smoking are not nicotine. Ew.
taking higher doses? Yes.
Yeah, low dose.
Yeah, low dose nicotine, I like to recommend like 5 milligrams a day, especially over.
Okay, and here's the one fix clutching up too, because like for myself, it's hard for me to not go crazy overdoing stuff because I have this mentality of like, if a little bit is good, like let's just go crazy with it. And he keeps himself at 5 milligrams a day, which if you're a regular nicotine user is really not much. I mean, I don't even want to know how much I go through a day, but he does have that self-control from the one fix. This ability to regulate himself that maybe someone like myself, as someone who is a nine, with seven, I don't possess it to that degree.
Age 40, because people who smoke get cancer, but they don't get Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It's neuroprotective.
That's weird.
It also mimics exercise. So, you know how you go to South America and you see all these women in crazy bikinis and they're smoking all the time and they eat, like, how can you eat that and not be fat like an American? And it's because they're smoking.
That's funny. I'd heard that.
So kids, if you want to be sexy and smart and look good in your bikini, just take up smoking, okay? Oh yeah, I was gonna look at some where did he go? Dave Asprey, come back. Okay, some of his pictures over the years. Oh, he's got a bunch of screenshots. I honestly don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. Um, okay, so this is like a funny little ad. He mapped his genome before the first date. He sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber for fun. His mitochondria have mitochondria. He once fasted for 7 days just to win a bet with his own body. I always drink coffee, and when I do, it's danger coffee. So this is an ad for his new coffee company. And it's funny because it's such like a cheesy kind of like 3-wing-2 flex of like, I'm dangerous, I'm exciting, I'm fun, like my coffee. And then I saw this picture of him. Like, dude, what is this? Transcranial magnetic stimulation. Like, what is this doing? Who even knows? But I get the sense that as soon as like a new technology might pop up, like he's getting in there, he's getting in that chamber, he's doing it, he's going hog. Therapeutic plasma exchange. Okay. Okay. Just a lot of his own quotes. Obviously, like he's promoting the stuff that he's selling. Yeah. The funny thing is, I've seen him drop like pictures of himself looking completely unhinged with almost zero context, which I think is such a like a 371 thing to do. Like if someone's six fix, they're gonna like have a compulsion where they like need to explain it and give context and maybe like SOSP, but he's got like tons of quotes, I think, from Twitter where he's like, I am kind of like, I am the source of truth. These are golden quotes, like information, wisdom drops from the father of biohacking. Oh my gosh, that's like all it is. I'm still hoping I can find the picture. And I think him being like a 3-wing-2 is fairly obvious. Like he's pretty warm, he's friendly with people. He's polished, obviously, and he's a smooth operator. I think smooth operator might be like specifically the 379 try, but we'll just say he's kind of like 379 adjacent. And he has like a Teflon quality where like I'm sure he's had failures and things blow up in his face like, oh my God, what is this? But he's just gonna bounce back and see it for further, opportunity to optimize and improve and come back stronger. So yes, he posted a picture of himself. This isn't the one I was thinking of, but it's close enough. Like, dude, what in the world have you done to yourself? Um, I've spent decades pushing the limits of human performance, and when it comes to reversing the visible and invisible signs of aging, oh dear God, the horror. RMI, Regenerative Medicine Institute, is in a class of its own, combining advanced stem cell science, clinical grade therapies, precision recovery tools. Okay, but like, what the hell happened to you, dude? What did they do to you? He's not. This is exciting. This is on the front lines of biohacking. So yeah, I think that's enough typological stuff. And I did decide with 1-wing-9 for him because I don't think he's like I don't see evidence of him having two fixes. Like he is kind of peoply, but he's also just really weird and eccentric. Um, And in his own way, like kind of esoteric, even though the spirituality stuff is, again, it's just a tool for him to hack. It's not like really about the transcendental experience at all. It's just all in service to the thriving to optimization, the life coachy stuff. So anyways, guys, Dave Asprey, biohacker, um, optimization expert king, 3-wing 2, 7-wing 6, 1-wing 9, SPSO. And if you have any comments or requests for future celebrities you would like to see typed, or if you think I got this wrong, whatever, just leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Bye.